Hey everyone, my name is SeanArnold, and today I'm going to be doing something very special. I'm going to be starting my training using the Blue Eyes White Dragon archetype. This is something which I'm doing to celebrate the release of the new Yu-Gi-Oh movie, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions. And to celebrate that, I'm going to be having a special duel this Saturday with none other than Ravan619, a fantastic YouTuber in his own right. He's going to be practicing with the Dark Magician deck, I'm going to be practicing with my Blue Eyes deck, and I'm going to need to get some real experience with this. Now, I didn't actually build this deck. This deck was built by a good friend of mine named Mr. Toby1018 or Mr. Iron Man 1018. He's a fantastic duelist, and he made this deck and helped me out with it. I've had to tweak it a little bit to make it more relevant or update it for the current format, but he made this deck for me to use, and so thank you to Mr. Toby. And I'm going to be learning how to use it. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. I'm not really familiar with every card on the deck, so there will be a bit of me reading. And to go with that right now, I'm playing against a new archetype, and that is Tramid. Tramid is a brand new archetype which revolves around field spells, and it's all about kind of a Sphinx archetype. I'm actually kind of curious as to whether we might see this in the new movie, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about being Egyptian, and I'm wondering whether this might make a feature, because it's a pretty decent archetype once it gets going. So let's talk about this game here right now. I've played Terraforming, and to respond to that, my opponent has played Tramid Dancer. Now, it seems that a lot of the Tramid monsters have an effect which allow it to send one field spell card on the field to the graveyard, then play one field spell card from their deck to the field. It allows them to cycle through these Tramid field spell cards really quickly, and they all have different effects. For example, Tramid Cruiser, the one in the graveyard right now. When that is sent to the graveyard, my opponent gets to add one Tramid monster from their deck to the hand. And they all have a variety of different effects, ways to buff their effects, buff their stats, so on and so forth. So I'm not really familiar with playing this. It's my first time against Tramid, so I'm going to have to try and play smart. I've just played a spell card which allows me to discard one card and add two monsters from my deck to my hand that are dragon types, which have 3000 or less attack and 2500 defense. That allows me to add copies of Blue Eyes Alternate White Dragon and a copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon. And now I've played 1 for 1 because this deck really revolves around level 1 monsters as much as it does level 8 monsters, and it does that to do a whole load of synchro summons, and getting out your level 1 monsters is really important. What I'm doing at the moment, though, is I'm trying to decide which ones I'm going to send to the graveyard, because I probably should have played Alternate Dragon first and special summoned it to the field, then played 1 for 1 because I didn't realize you had to use a monster to send it to the graveyard. So I'm going to get rid of Blue Eyes White Alternate Dragon, and now I'm going to special summon another monster from my deck to the field. Now there are a variety of choices. There are loads and loads of level 1 monsters in this deck, and the one which I'm going to go for is Maiden with Eyes of Blue. A really key card to the Blue Eyes archetype. Very useful card, especially when you use effects like Light Mausoleum. Light Mausoleum is a brand new field spell for the Blue Eyes White archetype, and it has a variety of effects. The effect which I'm using right now allows me to target one monster on my field, and then I can send one normal monster from normal dragon type monster from my deck to the graveyard and increase my monster's attack by its level times 200, I believe. It's really not there for the attack boost. What it's really there for is just a target Maiden with Eyes of Blue, and because it's targeting her effect, I get to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my deck for free. Let's see there. Yeah, I think that was times 100 that the effect does that. At this point I have a variety of options. I've got an effect that can activate in the graveyard, and I can also do a synchro summon. Not really quite too sure what to do or at what point to do what. The synchro silver dragons are really good, and the synchro blue eyes dragon is really good too. I'm just having a read of it there. The blue eyes spirit dragon is going to be really useful in this situation because it stops both players from special summoning 2 or more monsters at the same time. Really good against pendulum summons. And if you guys want to see a bit more of a breakdown of this, I will have a video of myself discussing it with Mr. Toby 1018. We did it on the stream a couple of weeks ago, but I will also re-upload it as a deck profile video. So if you want to see a bit more about the strategy behind this deck and how it works, feel free to see that one, but I will just try and describe the effects as I go along. I chose Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon because it has several effects. The first one is that any effect that is activated in the graveyard, I can negate it. So if my opponent tries to use any of those Tramid cards in the graveyard, I should be able to negate it. Plus, it also has another effect where if I send it to the graveyard or get rid of my face-up dragon, I can special summon another light-based dragon in defense position, but it gets destroyed in the end phase of the turn. This allows me to dodge a variety of effects, so what I'm going to do now is attack my opponent's Tramid Dancer, and let's see how he responds here. He plays Burying Mirror Force, a really popular card in this day and age. I think people start to realize that flipping a monster face down in the field is really good, because it's not in the graveyard, it's not in the pendulum zone, it's not in the hand, and because of that, it's really not, your opponent really can't use this effect at all. So a lot of people are playing Burying Mirror Force, as well as I think it's Endless Trap Hole, which also flips monsters face down and keeps them on the field, and they can't be flipped back up unless you use an effect or so. Makes a lot of cards quite useless, and it's a really good stun effect. I'm trying to decide, my opponent's play Burying Mirror Force, so I'm trying to chain to it with my my monster's effect, and I decided to summon a Zero Eyes Silver Dragon. The reason why I chose this card is because the Zero Eyes Silver Dragon has a special effect, and that is any dragon type monster, when it is synchro summoned or special summoned, any dragon type monster on the field currently will not be destroyed by effects, or can not be targeted by effects until the end of my opponent's next turn. A really good survivability card that keeps it alive there. And during the end phase of my turn, I'm also going to be able to activate Ancient White Stone. Ancient White Stone, and when it is sent to the graveyard during the end phase, you can special summon one Blue Eyes card from your deck to the field. Really solid way to just keep the cards going. I kind of wish it happened earlier in the game. What my opponent here is doing is trying to chain Phoenix Chain to my White Spirit Dragon's effect. White Spirit Dragon has an effect that when it is normal summon or special summon, you can banish one card on the field, and he obviously doesn't want to see his field spells banished, so he used Phoenix Chain against it. With a White Spirit Dragon has an effect where it can also tribute itself, and then you can special summon one Blue Eyes card from your hand to the field, which is why I kept that Blue Eyes in my hand, just in case I might need to use White Spirit Dragon's effect. I can't special summon alternate with that effect. My opponent now plays Tramid King Golem. I didn't really get a read of what it did there, it went a little bit too fast, and now he summoned Tramid Master. He's going to send, he's going to shuffle one field spell card from his graveyard back into his deck, and then he can activate one from his deck if he wants to, I believe, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that. Oh, maybe that was part of its own effect actually. I'm just reading Tramid Master now. He's going to attack my card, and he's sending his Dancer to the graveyard. Let's find out why he's doing that. He's doing that because he wants to play Tramid Sphinx. And Tramid Sphinx is a big beef stick. He's a big beat stick, and it's one of the stronger Tramid cards. And I think my opponent there realized that he can't actually do anything. Kind of a bit of an abrupt way to end this episode here, but at least I got a little bit of a game in there, so hopefully people enjoyed that. And like I said, I'll be doing training episodes every single day this week, and trying to get more footage of myself playing this Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, and hopefully having a good time with it. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you soon.